All right, welcome to our first Getting Started Right call as a new coach. Welcome to 2017. It's going to be a big year for these teams. And tonight we're going to walk you through how to get started on the business side of this. But know that the number one most important thing that you can do and your number one job as a coach is to work on yourself. So that's actually a huge blessing, but it is our number one job description. Like if there was a job description, it would say, do your workout, drink your shake, and read your personal development. Work on yourself first, because if you don't work on yourself, you have no story to share, no journey to take people on, and your business isn't going to grow. If you don't grow as a person, your business isn't going to grow, which is why personal development is huge. And if you don't love and believe in our products, then you're not going to really probably have a lot of success getting other people to believe in them. So doing our workouts and drinking the shake is huge. So know that no matter what, if you get lost and you get overwhelmed in this call, your only job is to work on you and share your journey. And then we're going to layer in, there's kind of a lot of information. The call's recorded. We also have trainings we're going to talk about at the end of this. We have trainings that are coming up that we can walk you through more. You have us, you have our team, you'll have a ton of resources. So if you feel overwhelmed on this call, that's normal, but you're in good hands. So I'm going to share my screen. And at the end, hopefully we will have some time for questions. And you can just type them in the chat box. And you can type them during the whole call. If something comes up and you don't, want to forget it, you can type them in the call. So I'm going to introduce myself. Some of you might know me. Some of you are probably on Leticia's team. My name is Ashley Molstad. I am a 6-star diamond, 2-time elite coach. We just got the call today, both Leticia and myself, that our team was elite for the second, our teams were elite for the second year in a row. Leticia is a 9-star diamond, 2-time elite coach. She's also the number 1 Latina coach. And she lives in Dallas. I live in Portland. We're both wives. We are both mothers to our 4-legged furry friends. And we both worked in a full-time job. She was a teacher, and I was a corporate climber. I worked at Nike, and now we both do coaching full-time. And we both earn 6 figures doing this business. We're not going to talk too much about our stories, but I'll just let you know, I think we both started in 2014-ish. And so we've been doing this now for 3 years or something like that, 3 years. And neither of us, and I'm only saying this because I know that there's a lot of new people that probably don't know a lot about our stories yet, since it's the beginning of the year and we haven't had one of these calls in a while, but neither of us had any we started with 0 followers. We had no clue what we were doing. We were both in debt. We had all these, things working against us, and we're here 3 years into the business. Never had I ever decided that I wanted to do something like this. I know Leticia didn't, we didn't see it coming, but we fell in love with the products, loved the workouts, loved the shakes, started working on our brain, and then the rest kind of happened organically. So you'll learn more about our stories as the year goes on and stuff. But now let's get into how you can become a successful coach. So I think, Letty, you start.
Yes. All right, guys, welcome. Like Ashley said, there's going to be a lot of information flying out at you. So just know that you can come back to this call. So I just want you guys to breathe and try not to feel overwhelmed, because I know whenever you have people vomiting so much at you, it can be very overwhelming. But no sweat, because you're going to hear this so many times over and over and over and over to the end of time. So it's not like you have to remember all of this tonight. But anyways, like Ashley was saying, I actually started in 2013. So I'm going on my 4th year as a coach, and it's just been a surreal ride. Never in a million years did I think I would be here. When I first joined, I just wanted a fun hobby. I was a teacher, like Ashley said. I wanted a fun summer hobby. Never thought that it would turn into this, but here we are. So anyways, the first thing you're going to hear a lot are about our vital behaviors. We actually have 4 vital behaviors, and they're vital because you have to do them every single day in order to be able to change lives, in order to be able to have success in this business. But like Ashley said, please just focus on yourself first, focus on your journey, focus on rocking your program, drinking your shake, and then sharing your journey, because that's the number one thing that we want to really drive in with this call. Everything else is just bonus. Everything else just kind of falls into place after that. So anyways, one of the first vital behaviors is to be inviting. And honestly, in the beginning, I feel like that's more like sharing. You are now on a journey. You guys are rocking a program. You're rocking your shakes. And so you should be using kind of social media as a place where you are documenting this journey. You're sharing with others what you are doing. And it's just simply what you're doing to become a better you, physically and emotionally and mentally. Because once you start to share all of that, that's what people are going to start to wonder, oh, what is she doing? Especially when you start to show those progress and those non-scale victories, that's when people are going to just kind of like lean in a little bit more and start watching you even more closely. But it starts just with you showing progress, showing that you are rocking, and showing that you're getting progress with what you're doing. And the second one is being proof the products work. So like I just said, make sure that you are giving it your all in your challenge groups. Everyone should be in a boot camp group or starting one soon. Make sure you're giving it your all, that you're following the workouts, you're following the meal plan, and that you are just documenting that. And the third one is personal development. You are going to hear that so much. Ashley and I, that is huge for us, because without personal development, we wouldn't be here. I know I wouldn't be where I am right now, and I am such a different person than I was 4 years ago mentally. I feel like that's been my biggest transformation. I don't have a huge physical transformation. My transformation is more mental and emotionally. And so, you know, I've heard in the beginning that your business will only grow as much as you grow. So if you're not doing any personal development, if you're not growing, your business won't grow. And so that is why it's so, so crucial. And you'll get to hear like some of our favorite books, some of our favorite podcasts later on. But just if you haven't started with one right now, the one that I recommend right now is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. That was one that I picked up right away when I was a brand new coach. And the other one is called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. Those two I recommend reading right away, because those are going to start to kind of help you understand just how things require patience and consistency. And Ashley is also huge on personal development, so I'm sure you probably heard her. But if you need more recommendations, let us know, and you'll be hearing more about those. So the second thing is to stay connected. Oh, and there's the fourth vital behavior. We need to update this, is recognition. They just added that like 6 months ago, and it's just recognizing once you start to run your own groups, or you start to bring people into our virtual boot camp groups, you know, recognizing people in there, just lifting people up. You guys should be all part of either Follow Your Bliss Family coach group or Team Living Fit coach group, and just like, you know, congratulating people when they do an awesome job, just lifting people up, because that's part of our job. It's part of our job is to lift people up and to encourage people and to be the biggest cheerleaders ever. Even if you just started, you can still start to congratulate others in the group and just give them a motivation and give them a little uplifting when they need it. So that's the fourth vital behavior, is actually recognition. Once you start to get teams like Ashley and I, then that requires a little bit more like shout outs for hitting, changing lives, and shout outs for rank advancement and all of that. But you can start recognizing people already in whatever group that you're in. The second thing, you guys, is stay connected. I know this was huge for me when I first became a coach, because I know being new, you think I'm the only new one here, and you kind of feel like an oddball. It's like whenever you go to a new school, if you ever had to change schools, and you just feel like an oddball, you feel like the only one who doesn't know anyone, and you just kind of feel alone. So I feel like that's the way the business can feel in the beginning. Just kind of feel a little bit lonely, a little bit overwhelming, a little bit like, whoa, what did I get myself into? But the more that you stay connected, like being on this call is amazing, because we get to see each other, and you kind of put a name to the face and the voice, and you feel more connected to people. Again, just participate in whatever group you're in so that you feel like you're a part of something. Going to live events. I know this weekend we have our first Super Saturday weekend. We have these Super Saturday, Super Sunday Beachbody events in network-wide, where we have them every quarter. And if you can get to one, get to one. You'll be surrounded by other Beachbody coaches. Even if you feel like, I don't know if I want to work the business yet, I'm kind of just in it for the discount and maybe working on myself right now, still show up, get to meet others. This becomes so much more real when you actually are around other Beachbody coaches, and you will never be in a room more energized and more inspiring and more uplifting than surrounded by Beachbody coaches. Everyone will make you feel like you're part of the family, because we're all under the huge Team Beachbody umbrella. So stay connected that way. Ashley and I both hold team calls every Tuesday nights. They are live like this one, and we also record them. But there's something about being live and getting to interact with people and seeing people's faces. And even if you don't talk, even if you're a little bit shy, I know my first couple of calls, I would just kind of hide and not say anything, but I was always listening. And it would just make me feel like a part of something. It made me feel more welcomed. National wake-up calls every single Monday morning. There's a national wake-up call done at the corporate headquarters in Santa Monica, and they invite top coaches to share for 30 minutes their biggest takeaways. You guys, some of the things that have made my business grow the most, I've learned from national wake-up calls. I've learned from training videos, and I put them into action. So again, even if you feel like maybe you're not ready, tune into those calls and start to get to know all these amazing coaches and start to learn from them. Because even if you're not ready to apply things yet, you can write them down and apply them whenever you feel like you're ready to hit the ground running. And then just stay plugged into the team page, to whichever team page you're a part of. Participate. If there's whatever we're doing, just participate. Thankful Thursdays, whatever you can participate, just jump in and participate, ask questions, motivate others. And then where to find info. So this one is huge, you guys. You're going to have a lot of questions. That's completely normal. We want you to have questions, but we also want to encourage you guys to be self-taught and go out there and explore, because I feel, as a teacher, I feel like that's one of the best ways that people learn, is when you go out there and you get lost and you're searching. There's FAQs in the back office. There's Google, and YouTube will be your best friends. And also in our team pages, both Ashley and I have team pages. There's a file section where there's already tons of recorded training videos or documents, but just be willing to kind of look on your own first. If you can't find the answer, ask in the group. We always encourage you guys to ask in the group first, because there's so many other people who are new as well and who might have that same question. So instead of just asking privately, if you ask in the group, then others can learn from that same question. Or I know when I was brand new, I would kind of scroll in the group and I would see someone ask a question. And even though I didn't have that question yet, I would kind of remember like, oh yeah, so-and-so asked that. So then when I had that question, I would remember because someone else had asked it. So it's just like working smarter and not harder. But definitely feel free to reach out to Ashley and I at any times. I know we both try to focus the weekend on our families, because we do work this full time. So I know a lot of times I don't get to my messages on the weekend, and neither does Ashley, unless it's like super 911 crucial. So again, just that's another encouragement to ask in the group. And what else? Yeah, so just, our goal is to help you become as independent as quickly as possible. So we're here to help you. But I feel like if you start to just kind of, jump in with both feet and willing to learn everything, you start to see success quicker and you start to grow quicker and stronger. That's that. Okay. And then another huge question that we get all the time is, when should I, hold on, you guys. Sorry, my thing was like burning up here. Whoa. I have like these lights and they're like burning. I think I had them on too long today. Okay, so we hear a lot is like, oh my gosh, when should we start sharing? When? Like now, you should start sharing now. If you're already part of a boot camp, then there's already things that you can start sharing with people on your social media. Like you're excited you're going to take on this journey. And then once you start, week 1 and then week 2 and week 3 of whatever program you're going to rock, you can start sharing those little non-scale victories, especially when you start to drink Shakeology, you start to see the benefits of Shakeology. There's just so many things that you can start to share now. There's one thing that I read one time when I was newer coach. It's like, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing wrong until you get it right. And I feel like in this business, it's a lot of like trial and error. I know that's how I learned. That's how I grew. I would do something, and if it didn't work out, well, then I would learn from it and then try something else. Like, you're never going to fail. You're only going to get better. But it's worth doing wrong until you understand how to do it right. So a lot of what holds people back in the beginning when they don't want to share, it's because you feel like you don't know all the information yet. But you don't need to. Guys, whenever people start to reach out to you, they just want to know what you are doing and why you're doing it, how it's changing you and helping you. You don't have to learn all the ingredients from Shakeology. Heck, I don't even know them. You don't have to know all the details from the program. You don't have to know all the details from anything. They can Google that. When they want to know is why you're using it, how it's helping you, and how it can help them. So always just share from the heart and just genuinely share what you're doing. So like if someone, let's just say you share a non-scale victory and someone asks you like, whoa, what are you doing? Or someone asks you in person, like, what are you doing? You look amazing. Or, you know, you just feel different. You look different. All you have to say is, oh my gosh, I'm part of this boot camp group. I joined like 3 weeks ago. We're in there together. We just motivate each other. I'm working out to this program called 21 Day Fix or whatever. I love it. It's only 30 minutes. So it's like you just share what you know and what it's helping you. They don't need to know every single fact. They can find that on their own. And anytime you share from your heart and just what you're doing, I feel like that just comes across a lot more genuine, and you never feel like you're selling because you're just sharing what you're doing. So I'm just give you a quick example. So like I just started using these hair products, right? Like 6 months ago called Diva Curl. Someone recommended it to me and I love them. And people ask me all the time, like, oh my God, what hair products do you use? Your hair looks amazing. Your hair looks amazing. And I just share like, girl, I've been trying Diva Curl for 6 months. Someone recommended to me. I use these 4 products. I use the shampoo, the conditioner, the gel, and the cream. I never used it before, but I love it. I love how it makes my hair look like so just volumey and just more natural, right? Like, I mean, I don't work for Diva Curl. I don't get any money from that, but I'm sharing what I love and I'm sharing with passion. I'm sharing just genuine. So I want you to remember that when you're sharing about Beachbody. I think a lot of times you become a coach and you feel like, oh my gosh, like now I have to sound super profesh and I have to know all the details, and you don't. You just actually, I think it would actually even help if you forget you're a Beachbody coach. Like, what would you say if you weren't even a Beachbody coach? If you were just rocking the programs without being a coach? Try to think of it that way. And you will come across more natural. You will come across more genuine than if you're trying to sound super professional, you're trying to know all the details, and you're trying to just like vomit on people. Just try to remember to just be as natural and passionate and just genuinely share from the heart. Okay. I think I said everything I wanted to say on there.
Okay. My next one. Just real quick to tack onto that, I think what happens a lot is people decide that they want to coach because they love the products, and then they become a coach, and then they stop focusing on like why they love the product so much and start thinking I have to like sell. Yes, people will purchase from you. You will never, ever, ever sell. I don't feel like I ever sell anything. I just lead with passion, like Letty's saying. Like these are the things that have changed my life. And so I share that. Okay. So where should you be spending your time and attention? I said this at the top of the call, but there's going to be, you're going to want to know everything, and there's a lot of resources, and we're going to go through some of those resources later. But at the end of the day, this is where your primary focus should be. First, your own personal fitness. So you are going to do a workout program from start to finish. You're going to pick one, and probably most of you are doing that right now. I'm guessing most of you are doing Core to Force. You pull out the calendar and you do that program, and you take people on that journey with you. And you take your before photos and you'll take your after photos. And sometimes the change that happens the most is in your head. Sometimes you have physical changes, whatever. But either way, you're doing your workout every day and you're following a program. You're also drinking your shake every single day. And then you're going to share that journey with other people. You're going to not only share the beautiful parts, the parts of where you're seeing progress, and the parts where you eat super clean, and the parts where you do your workout. You're also going to share the days that suck, and the days that you get off plan, and the days that you slip up and you totally binge, and the days that you're feeling extra fluffy, and the day that you accidentally skip a workout because life happened or whatever. You're going to share all of it, because just because you're a coach does not make you not human. And everybody else that is watching you now, all of your friends, all your families, and then the strangers that are going to start coming into your life, they're all human too with their own struggles. And so they relate to someone who is struggling and on their journey. And one of the things we don't really talk about too much on this call is objections, but just because there are so many new coaches, I think something that we tell ourselves a lot is we're not fit enough to be a coach. How could we ever inspire someone else? People just want to, they're mostly inspired by people that are on the journey. So that's your first and foremost thing, is to work on yourself. Push play every day, drink your shake every day, and document that journey and share it with everybody. Now, your first goal and your goal every month is going to be just to get 3 people to join you. And you'll hear the term Success Club thrown around. What that basically means is every time, and actually with the new all access pass, you really only need to get 2 people to join you to hit Success Club. And you're just going to do that by sharing your journey and connecting with people and having conversations. You're not going to sell anything. You're going to be so in love with these products and the results that you're getting and the community that you've now been plugged into that you're just going to share it, and that passion is going to come out and people are going to want to join you. More to come on that. The third place, we have our team calls every single week. Letty kind of talked about this. So they're Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. They're also recorded, so you can always catch the recordings. But there is just something to be said for being on them live. Like, the energy is different. You can ask questions. You get more out of them, I think. So if you can't be on them live, they are recorded. But if you can be plugged in, that's awesome, because this job is actually, it can be, it's very independent, can be a little bit lonely, and this is a way to stay connected with your tribe. And then lastly, but not lastly, firstly, personal development. When my life really changed and when my business really changed was when I decided to do personal development every day. It was 2014. That was my New Year's resolution, and all I could do was 10 minutes a day. And what I would do was get in bed and start scrolling social media, and instead I would set a timer and I would read 10 minutes a day, and my reward was then getting on social media. But that, I had to force myself to do it in the beginning. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to read a book. I wanted to scroll social media and zone out, because that's the habit that I had built. But if you do not do personal development, I will promise you your business will not grow. You will not be a successful coach. You will not be a successful human being. You have to do personal development every single day. And if you don't have time to read, you can listen when you're getting ready, when you're cooking, when you're cleaning the house, when you're driving in the car, when you walk the dogs. Like, there are so many times that I get personal development in, and now I probably do at least an hour a day because I crave it. My brain craves it. It retrains your brain. Just as working out is fitness for your body, personal development is fitness for your mind. So I hope we've hammered that home, that you have to do personal development every day. Now, like we said, and we're going to show you some of these, resources are incredible, you guys, and there are a lot of them that are going to be available to you. But if you don't nail these top things where you should be focusing your time, they'll do you no good. You can learn everything, but the only way to really be successful and grow in this business is through action. So you have to show up. You have to show up for yourself. You have to show up on social media and share your journey, talk to people, and stay plugged in with your team. Now, let's talk about the resources. I'm going to share with you our team page, and Letty's looks the same. Okay, so if you're on Facebook, it's going to look like this. They just redid it, so now the slide is a little bit outdated with how you set these things up, but it's going to be over here, the groups that you're in, and you'll click edit. And then you can say whatever group that you are accessing the most. So for us, my team page is the Follow Your Bliss family. Leticia's team page is Team Living Fit, and you want to pin that to the top. So then it's going to be always over here on your left. You'll just click in there. And this is where you're going to find a ton of resources. One great place to check is the files section. So it has, like I mentioned, all those recordings from the happy hour, the Tuesday night calls. It has the scripts that I use in here. It has like 5-day clean eating challenges. It has the posting schedule if you're running your own challenge group, like what you can post every single day. Another really good resource is this search feature up here. So if you have a question about if Shakeology is gluten-free, you can type in gluten-free up here and see if that question has been asked already. So, and it is asked all the time. So here, it's going to pull up all these things. Is Shakeology gluten-free? All these people have already asked that. And so instead of you asking it, you can just type it in the search feature. But When I was first added to the team page, I was really intimidated to post. Guys, our team is brand new. Everybody's learning. Everybody is super helpful. So feel comfortable posting in here and know that you're going to be really supported. One other thing I will say is on your phone, I would turn off notifications on your phone so that you're not getting pinged all the time, and then just only be checking them when you're in here. But you can have the notifications turned on here so that you get notified in your, whatever alerts over there. But I just would turn the notifications off on your phone so your phone's not blowing up every time someone comments or likes or messages or whatever. I think that's all for the team page. Yes. Okay, now we're going to talk about some posting, how you can make good posts.
Okay, so these are actually screenshots from my page when I first started as a coach. And remember I said it's worth doing wrong until you can do it right. So Ashley and I, when we first signed up, we actually didn't have a lot of support from our uplines. Now I do, but mine at the time was going through like awful divorce. And so there wasn't any no calls, there wasn't any coach bases, there wasn't anything like this. And so I figured out a lot of it on my own. I didn't really start connecting with my upline till like a year after. Now she's amazing and she helps a ton and everything. She was just going through really, really tough personal time in her business. And then Ashley's upline, if you guys know, she's inactive. So anyways, we were very self-taught, and a lot of it, I made tons and tons of mistakes, and I still continue to do so. But I was willing to just do it and just learn from them versus not doing it at all. So that's hopefully one thing that you guys take from this is like sometimes you just have to put it out there and just do it and be willing to just do it wrong and then just learn from it and get better at it just like I did. So anyways, one thing that we will tell you right away, when you do start to invite people to join your boot camps and when you just start to share what you're doing and your progress and document everything, is avoid using graphics from Beachbody. Beachbody puts out amazing graphics all the time. But if you think about it, I don't even know how many Beachbody coaches there is now. There's a ton of Beachbody coaches. And so if you're using graphics that other coaches are using, they become white noise in social media. And you guys, social media is becoming just noisier and noisier and noisier, and it's kind of harder to stand out. So if you're using something that so many other people are doing, the majority of people, when they're scrolling social media, they're on their phones. And this is how they scroll. And so if you don't, if you don't have something eye-catching or just very personal, people aren't going to stop. So avoid using Beachbody graphics. And then another thing is avoid putting the price tag on your posts or in your pictures. That's a huge no-no. And the reason for that is because if someone is scrolling the newsfeed and they see you talking about the All Access Challenge Pack and they see $199, that's all they're going to see. They're going to focus on that price tag. It's not going to mean anything to them. Versus if you talk about it in a way where you're just genuinely sharing and you are personalizing it and they know they get you and they know why you're loving it, and you get them to reach out to you privately, that's the goal. Either for you to reach out to them or them to reach out to you in a private message, so then you can start to kind of form them, to get to know them, to get to know their goals, to get to know their struggles, and so that you can just make it more personal. And when you are in a private message, that's whenever you can help them understand the value of what they're getting, whatever problem they have, because we were there too and we still there. We still struggle through things. We're not perfect. Whatever problem they have, whether it's with nutrition, whether it's with time, whether it's with just finding motivation, you can then say why this program or this packet is going to be their solution, and you can break it down to them, and then you can share how it's helped you personally or someone you know, so that then whenever it is time to share that price with them, they understand more of the value of what they're getting, and they can connect more to why you love it and why it's helping you. They are more likely going to join you versus if they just see a huge price tag. They don't relate it to anything personal. They don't make any connections, and they don't see the value of what we get. They just see like, oh my God, it's $130 shake, powder in a bag. That's what people usually see until they understand the value, until they understand how it's helped us with X, Y, and Z, until they make a connection. So that's just one thing that we do avoid doing. Okay, so if you look at these examples, and these are super old, we're going to update these. But if you now look at these examples versus the ones that I just showed you, these are a lot more personal. You see Ashley's face, you see her before and after, you see my face, you see my before and after, or a progress pic or whatever. And people know they're going to join us. They put a face to it. It's more personal. What was that thing? I don't know. It still says a little bit about whatever the group is going to be. And so people are more like curious, like, what is this 21-day boot camp? I know Ashley and both of us try to avoid like Beachbody lingo, just because, again, everyone's using the same lingo and it means nothing to people. A lot of times people have no idea what a challenge pack is or challenge group is or what Core de Force is. But if you kind of personalize it and just make it a little bit more eye-catching, a little bit more like, what is that? More people are going to ask what it is. So then you can take it to a private message and, again, just form them and get to know them and get to know their what they're needing, because that's what we need to know. We need to know what they're needing and how we can help them and how our products can help them.
Okay, so now that you've got a little bit of an idea around how to post things, and we really do need to update those pictures because I don't make pictures like that anymore either. But now, how do you talk to people? And I think we know as human beings how to talk to people, but again, you become a coach and then you stop being a human and you get like weirded out about talking to people and you think, okay, there's so much pressure on now. I want to get this person to purchase from me. No. You want to convey your passion to them about what you love and why it's helped you, but then also figure out what their need is. Why are they reaching out to you, or why are they interested in what you're doing? Figure out what their need is so that you can fill that need. And so you want to think of it like a lasagna, which I hate. I think this picture grosses me out. I want something like a cupcake or something that's like, think of it like a cupcake where you have the cake on the bottom and then the frosting on top and then the sprinkles on top of that and then a candle, okay? If you throw all of that into the pot, it's not going to work. But if you do it in the right layers, that's what we need to do, Letty. We need to put a cake or a cupcake or something on here. That's how you want to talk to people. So you're going to layer it layer by layer. You want to get to know them, talk to them like a human and communicate. So one thing that we say is form. So you do talk about, these are not necessarily what you cover, but just to give you an idea, family, what's their family like? How are their kids? Are they married? Blah, blah, blah. And maybe even if you know them, but it's someone you haven't talked to in a while, just checking in to see what their family likes now or how old their kids are, what grade they're in or whatever. So you're talking about their family. That's the F. The O is occupation. What do they do for a living? Do they like it? Do they hate it? How often are they working? That will tell you how busy they are, and also knowing about their family will tell you how busy they are and how much time they have to maybe commit to a workout or to building a business. The next one is recreation. Like, what do they like to do for fun? What are they into? And also just what are they struggling with? For me, I get a lot of people that struggle emotionally. They're struggling emotionally. So then that helps me understand, okay, we need to also work on personal development with them. So just really getting to know them to figure out, and do they like cardio? If they don't like cardio, they're not going to love like the Core de Force program maybe, right? But figure out what their need is, how much time they've got, what they're struggling with, what their weight loss goal is, what they've tried before, whatever. You're just talking to them. And at the same time, so you're gathering information, and then the M in the form is message. Then you get to say your message, which is, okay, girl, I understand you are probably running around like crazy. It doesn't leave a lot of time left for you. You're running the kids all over the place. Plus you've got a job. But these workouts you can do from home in 30 minutes. You can do it whenever it works with you and your family's schedule. I loved it. I used to think I had to go to a gym, but now I'm addicted to this at-home workout. It takes the commute time out of it. I don't have to worry about what I look like. I get it in and out. And if the kids interrupt me during it, I can push pause and blah, 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 right? So you're just like talking to them. You're not throwing everything at them. And you're not saying when someone messages you, okay, girl, tell me about this thing that you're doing. You're not saying, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. Like I did this, I committed to this. This is the group. I'm adding in here. I push play this much. This is how much it costs. This is how you can buy it. Here's the link. Here's all the information. And then they're like, whoa, okay, I'm not interested. Like you're going to scare them off. You're going to layer the conversation. So think of it as a layer, not just like throwing all this crap at them and overwhelming them, because you're a human, they're a human. You're just going to communicate. Okay, power of consistency and why you have to continue showing up.
Okie doke. Okay. So one thing that Ashley and I both will say that has been a big part of where we are, where we're at now, and how we've had so many success, and how all top coaches have a lot of success is consistency. We've been consistent since day one. We've shown up every single day. There's not a day on my social media that I haven't showed up in the almost 4 years. Even when I was in Punta Cana, celebrating my 10-year anniversary, whatever, I've always shown up. Because that's honestly, you guys, I feel like a lot of people who do struggle with weight loss or whatever it is that they're struggling with, a lot of it has to do because of their inconsistency in their own personal lives. So they want someone who is going to show up every single day, who's going to show them, you're in this for the long run, you're consistent with this. This is not something that you're just going to do for a few days and then just let go. They want to join someone. They want to be a part of something that they know is real, and they know you're going to be in there for the long run. So consistency is so important. So I have some examples of here. This first post up here, I made it in June 2013. I signed up as a coach in April. So this was 2 months after I signed up as a coach. What I want to show you here is that I had 3 likes, and one of those likes was for me. I always laugh every time I say that. It's so embarrassing, but I used to like my own posts. Hey, I used to think they were good. And then one comment, and that one comment was from a friend. So, and then, fast forward to April of 2016. I posted this post, and now I went up to 183 likes and 30 comments. And hopefully none of them more for me. But that just shows that in those 3 years, you guys, I've shown up every single day. I've added value in people's lives. That's what I try to use my like page, Living Fit with Leticia, to just add value to people's lives in some form or way, or for them to get to know me and for them to know, like, I'm in this for the long run. I'm here for you. I'm going to be here every single day. And so that builds trust in your followers. Not only does that make your following grow, you guys, my page, my fitness page, I started like a month after I became a coach. So I started with 0 followers. Ashley started with 0 followers. And that number only will grow if you are consistent, if you show up every day, if you add value to people's lives, if you just are genuinely sharing from your heart. And then something else I want to point out, other than that, the importance of consistency, is that because I know in the beginning, you guys, my upline is Danielle Natoni, aka Fit and Funky. If you guys follow her, I mean, she has a huge following. She's huge in social media world. And so what would happen a lot of times is I would make a post and I would get 3 likes, and one of them was for me, and another one was probably for my husband. And then I would look at Danielle's, and she would get like a billion likes and comments. And sometimes that would discourage me. So I also want to remind you to never compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 30. And also, with that being said, comments and likes don't necessarily mean anything, because in the beginning here in June, when I would get very little likes and very little comments, I would actually get messages from people who would privately message me, who would never like a single thing on my page, who had never commented a single thing on my page, and who would tell me, like, you are so inspiring, thank you for posting X, Y, and Z, or, oh my gosh, I've been doing your little moves of the day, they're so fun, you encourage me to work out again. So people do watch you. So I guess what I'm trying to say is don't base your success or a successful page off the kind of off of likes and comments, because that will come with time. And that doesn't mean that people aren't watching you. And don't compare yourself. Like, you wouldn't compare your page if you start one tomorrow with Ashley's page or with my page, because we've been in it for almost 4 years. And also to show that the more consistent you are, the more you show up, that number will grow, and your followers, not only does the number of followers grow, that's exciting too, but I think what's more exciting is that your followers start to get to know you more. They start to connect with you more and relate with you more and trust you more. And it's like you become like a family on your like page, and that's whenever you start to feel the love and people are there to support you. But that only comes with time and consistency, lots and lots and lots of consistency. And it's kind of hard in the beginning, like in the first year or so, to be consistent, because sometimes you will post something and you'll hear crickets. You won't get any likes. You won't get any love on your post. And that could be discouraging. And you can feel like, what am I doing this for? Like, it's not going anywhere. But do know that it will grow if you are consistent and you are showing up. What else do I have? Oh. Did I go over this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes.
But I can if you want, because I think we deleted one of the slides that I used to do, and then we'll just, whatever, it's fast. It's just, basically, we both host monthly, well, we have training to go after this. So I think Leticia hosts hers monthly. I was doing a self-led, like a self-paced 14-day Smart Start that's in our team page. If you click on the photos in the photo album, there's a 14-day self-led. But I am going to start a new coach training. I'm going to run it starting on Monday. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll get you plugged into it. Reach out to Leticia or your upline, whoever your upline is, if it's not one of us, and let them know that you want to hop into the next new coach training, where we'll walk you through deeper, more of these things, and like how to, post good content, and how to grow your business, your first rank advancement, what Success Club is, all those things. We dive deeper into those things. So there is more training after this. Now what? Okay, I think one of the things that we hear all the time is that when the new coach starts, they're like, I'm just so overwhelmed. Remember, that's normal, but your most important job is just to focus on you. So if you're focusing on you and you're pushing play every day, you're drinking your shake and doing personal development, that is the best thing that you can do to further yourself in life and also in this business. So participate in the challenge group that you are plugged into right now. Stick to the program, stick to your goals, share and document that journey, and just work on being your best you, and then the business will follow, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So now we're at Q&A. I'm going to stop the share, and if any of you guys have any questions, you can type them. Oh, tiramisu, Amanda. That's a good idea. Tiramisu. If I could find a really pretty picture of tiramisu. That's why I love lasagna. I love eating it, but I don't like that picture. It grosses me out. So, but tiramisu is a good idea. Okay, so does anyone have any questions? Otherwise, I do have someone that sent me, if Dorothy's on, I don't know if Dorothy, but it looks like she's driving. But she had a couple questions, so I can look those up. But Brittany asked, wondering thoughts on making a separate fitness page. So what I did when I started was immediately open a Foodie Girl fitness page on Facebook. What I recommend now for people to do is to work kind of off their personal profile, but open an Instagram account, because I think that Facebook makes it really hard for your page to grow and your stuff to get seen. Like, I don't know if you guys notice this, but when you like certain pages, you'll like them, but you'll never see any of that stuff, because Facebook thinks like, oh, maybe you don't actually want to see it. If you're not interacting with that page a lot, it doesn't show that stuff to you. Like, it won't show their stuff in your newsfeed so that you see it. And that's what happens to you, is you might get likes on your page, but then not everyone sees your content. So I think it's easier on Instagram to grow that account, and you can also use hashtags there. So that's what I would say. I don't know, what do you think on that, Letty?
Yeah, I think the same thing. I now recommend coaches to just work on document your journey on your personal page. And then Instagram is also a good idea. And that's also, I think another reason for that is also because there's just so much going on at once. And we want you to focus on what's really important right now, which is just documenting and sharing and whatever, getting good results or seeing progress or whatever with your program. That we don't want you to just get overwhelmed, because a like page is like a business. And if you don't show up every day, if you're not constantly working at it and figuring out how to make it better and how to get followers, then it's almost kind of pointless to have. I mean, you definitely want one with time. I think what I usually tell coaches is, once you feel comfortable posting on your personal page and you're getting a good routine, and maybe you're helping people and you feel like, okay, I got this. Like, I'm doing my workouts, I'm showing up, I'm doing Coach Basics or whatever, then I feel like it's a better time for you to open up that like page, because you do eventually want one for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then several people had the question about annoying people. Okay. So my thought on that is, there are so many gross network marketers that just turn me off, and they do give our business a bad rap. Like when I go live and I talk about my skincare, and then I have 14,000 Roden and Fields people commenting and saying, message me if you want help. If you need anything, I'll hook you up. I think that's gross. Like you're being spammy and gross. So I totally, like, who said it? Amanda said her husband blocked free. I would do that too. Don't be gross. Like, how do you not annoy people? Don't be annoying. I feel like you have to provide value more than just, like, you are a Beachbody coach, yes, but you are not just a Beachbody coach. You're maybe a mom and a wife, and for me, I'm a drinker and I'm a dog mom and I like beauty things. Like, so I share all kinds of things. So for me, lately, the thing that's been getting the most traction on my page, and it's been great for me too to have practice in, is self-love. So I post a lot of stuff about loving yourself right where you're at. I don't know if you guys have seen, but I started the Self-Love Soldier, Self-Love Army. So I post about that. And that's providing value to people without actually, like, I'm not like giving them a bunch of resources on things, but it's just providing things. And I never, in those posts, I don't ever really talk about Beachbody. And I actually don't really mention Beachbody on my page at all. I don't usually say the name of the program. This is just what I do. I know that there's a lot of coaches that don't do this. I don't say the name of the program. I don't reference the term challenge group or challenge pack. I try to talk in terms that people understand. And nobody knows what a challenge group is or a challenge pack is if you're not in the Beachbody world. So I call them accountability boot camps or bundle packs when I'm talking to people, where you bundle your fitness and your nutrition together. And I share that I'm doing a program, but I don't know, and like I check in every day with my fitness, but I'm not always like spamming people and throwing out logos and like those posts that Letty shared as examples of not being good. I as network marketers, network marketing is huge these days, and you guys all probably know tons of friends that are involved in one business or another. But I think the way that honestly, you just don't be annoying. Like, if you were not posting it, maybe before you make a post, look and say, like, if it wasn't me posting this, would this be interesting to me? Is this providing value? One thing that Danielle has said, Leticia referenced her Fit and Funky, she'll make a post and then she'll ask herself, so what? So who cares about this? What does this do for does this provide value for everyone or anyone? And sometimes there are posts that you're going to put up that don't provide, it's just like a so what? Like, it's a so what post, but maybe it's letting people in on your life. But if you can start providing value, and I think that you start providing value with, as soon as you're willing to be vulnerable, that is valuable to people, because that is inspiring. When you say, oh, I don't want to work out today, I'm not feeling it, I have all these excuses, this and this and this happened, but I'm doing it anyway because I made a commitment to myself, or sometimes, guys, I got to come clean, I missed my workout, or you post a picture of you eating something that's not on plan or whatever. Like, just being a human being and not being a salesperson, for me, that's really the only way I can explain it, is like, just don't be gross. You're not trying to sell anything. All you're doing is sharing something that you're passionate about and that you love. That's it. And so I never throw out my links. I don't throw out Beachbody lingo, because if what you want to do is you want to stop someone's scroll. So when they're going through and they're flipping their finger real fast, is it going to stop their scroll, whatever you've posted? Or is it just another spammy, gross post from another network marketer? Guys, there might be other network marketing companies that want to sell things. Beachbody's not about selling things. Beachbody really is, and this is going to sound cliche, but it's true, Beachbody really is about changing lives. And that's why I feel like there have been network marketers from all kinds of other companies who have come and be like, if you could do that, you should do this. And I'm like, honestly, I don't think I could sell lip gloss forever, because I feel so much passion about this business has changed my life. These programs have changed my life. So I feel like it's my duty to pay that forward. And yes, there are lip glosses. Like, someone just sent me this lip sense. I love it, but I feel like I don't feel passionate enough about it where I want to share about that all the time. So I think if you can find your passion, where this maybe is the thing, like, most of you have probably tried several diets and have, been struggling with your weight and your confidence for a long time. And maybe this is the thing that worked for you. So then you just lead with that passion. And I talked about it today on a team call in the Follow Your Bliss Family team page, that we have to lead with a servant's heart, not a self-serving heart. So it's not about what these people can do for you, it's what you can do for other people. So I mean, it's a really long-winded answer because I don't think it's an easy question to answer. But I just think, how do you not be annoying? You don't be annoying. You're not selling anything here. You're just sharing something that you love and feeling like it's your duty because you love it so much to share it with other people. Letty, I'm so long-winded all the time. Thoughts?
What she said. No, I feel the same way too. And then again, just a reminder, you will you're only going to get better with time and with practice. So one advice I would say is follow other coaches who maybe you admire and who maybe you follow them and you think, wow, like they do a really good job, and maybe just try to take some ideas and turn them into your own. The only thing with that is like if that starts to become where you're just comparing yourself, then stop. Because I would follow a lot of coaches in the beginning for inspiration and to learn like what kind of things to post about. But then I would catch myself sometimes comparing myself, playing the comparison game. And so I would stop following those that made me feel that way. But I still follow a lot that do motivate me and do inspire me. And I feel like they do an amazing job and I get a lot of inspiration from them. So that's one thing I would recommend for you guys to do. And I'm the same with Ashley. Like I ask myself before I post something, is like, is this going to help someone, maybe some kind of tip, maybe some kind of motivation? Is this going to offer someone even humor? Because, I like humor too. Or is this going to tell someone something personal about me so people can get to know me better and relate to me and my struggles? One thing that I do every day that Ashley does too is I post my workout video every day. That might be annoying to some people, and you will have people that no matter what you do, they will be haters and they will find everything that you do and say annoying. And that's a good way to start weaving people that you don't need in your life, because you guys, not everybody's going to be a part of your tribe. Not everyone's going to join you. Not everyone's meant to be in your life. And so good. If people start to unfollow you or unfollow you, then that's good. You want those people out of your life so you can focus on those who are going to see that you're genuinely just sharing, who are meant to be in your tribe and who are meant to be in your life. So do know you're not going to please everyone. You will have people hate on you. You will have people unfollow you, and that's perfectly normal and that's good, so that you don't have to waste time on those people. And then just like Ashley said, then just don't be annoying. And you won't be. And if you share from your heart, I just always feel like if you're just sharing from your heart, you will never come across salesy. You will never come across annoying if you're genuine and you're just simply sharing what you're doing. And you have other people's best interests in mind. And like Ashley said, it's like, what can you do for your following? And not like, oh my God, I want to sell all these challenge packs. I want to do this. It's thinking the other way around.
Okay, someone asked about this. Is a really common question. Suggestions on cool names, ideas for pages. I feel like it has to be very personal to you. And I also feel like it could just be your name. I know a lot of people, I think that the reason we all like having fun names is because that's like, you kind of learn from the person before you. And I was like, oh, Danielle's Fit and Funky. Okay, I have to come up with a name. Now I'm Foodie Girl Fitness. So then people are like, okay, I have to come up with a name. But then there's other leaders, like top leaders in the company, like Lindsay Matway is a top leader and she's just Lindsay Matway. And then like everyone in her downline is just their own name, like Lindsay Matway Fitness or, health and wellness or whatever, so I feel like I get the need to want to have a cute, catchy name, but it's not necessary at all. People aren't following you just based, they might that might catch in their eye or something, but I don't really ever, like, especially when I'm on Instagram, I don't usually pay attention to the page name. I just go to there and I'm like, is this interesting content to me? So I don't really think the name, don't overthink the name, just go with it. And, you can always change it later if you come up with something, but I just don't think it's that important. And we put a lot of weight into it and it's not that big of a deal. Do you want to answer the success partner one, Letty? Do you find your own success partner or do we get paired up?
We can help you get paired up. Like if you're wanting one, we can definitely help you get paired up. But I know what both Ashley and I did, and you will come you will probably have to go through a few success partners. It's like dating. I mean, we actually did a call on that not too long ago. We can share that with you guys on how we found each other and the whole process. But usually you have to date people to find that person that you bond with and you click with. But I would say to look around, like look in the team page, who stands out to you? Who do you think you can relate to? Who do you think you have similarities with? And then reach out to that person. Like Ashley reached out to me whenever we first became success partners. And even she and I, we had growing pains. Like it was kind of rocky in the beginning. It was kind of awkward and, you know, whatever. It wasn't as like it is now. But yeah, if you want us to pair with you something, we can. But I think just look out for people who stand out to you, who you feel like, oh, she has kids, I have kids too. Or, oh, she has a full-time job, I have a full-time job too. And then just reach out to that person.
Yeah, and a good place to start might be once you get plugged into that training, the other people that are also in that training, because then you're at basically the same level. So you can kind of, you know, see in there who you're kind of vibing with. Amanda asked why I call them boot camps and I don't say what program it is. So that's something I do. It's not something everybody does. I know Leticia doesn't always, she says the program means a lot. Why I do that is because I saw in the beginning, I would say the program name and then I would get messages later and be like, hey, I just finished this program. I bought it because of you. Or I would get, because of you, I bought this. And that's great. Like they finish it on their own. But the other one that I got way more common was I bought this program and I did it for a week and I never used it because they bought it on their own and they had no support and no direction and no guidance. So it just sits on their shelf. It's a waste of money and they don't have a coach. So what I have found is if I don't say the program too much, then it forces people to reach out and ask for help. And I do that because I was the person who never, ever would have reached out to a stranger on the internet, ever. I've always did my own research. Like I would stalk until I figured it out and they'd be like, okay, cool, Amazon or Google. That's because I was just too, I don't know, embarrassed or ashamed or what. But so that's why I do it that way, because if that's what, you know, what I would have done, I'm talking to more me's. The whole point of like on social media is you're talking to you. That's why you're being really authentic yourself. So that's why I don't say the name of the program, but that's not a rule or anything like that. Do you want to talk about like a free challenge? What's a good place to start? She says, when's a good time to start a challenge, or is it good to do a free 5-day?
Yeah, so for my coaches and on our team, I always encourage them to start with offering a free 5-day group for whatever, like the people they already have on their following. I mean, you guys, if you Google like free 5-day groups or whatever you can find, even in the files of Team Living Fit, and maybe actually you have it too, there's probably already like templates out there that have the posts where you just have to copy and paste. I know for my team, what we do is we usually run them together team-wide, and everybody just invites their own guests. We plug them in a 5 free-day group, and I take on the responsibility as a leader. I don't know if I'm going to do a lot of them this year because I'm trying to just like encourage my coaches to be a lot more independent for myself. But anyways, I feel like free groups are amazing to get started with, because you get, like, who's going to say no to a free group? Like, so you get a lot of yeses. You get people plugged in a virtual group so they can know what a challenge group is. A lot of people don't know what virtual challenge groups are. I mean, it's only 5 days. You get to offer free help for them, like meal plan. Like ours is like really basic meal plans and really basic exercises that I do every day. But they get to feel what it's like to be in a group. They get to feel what it's like to be just with other people in the whole community and the challenge and the motivation and all of that. And then after the free 5 days, then that's whenever we invite them to then a 21-day fix or quarter force or whatever. But I do feel like I learned that from Brandy Botts. Brandy Botts is a top coach on, I think it was at Summit or something, or one of the live events. And I thought, well, that's just a good idea. And that's a really good idea, a good way to offer value to people without expecting anything in return. A lot of times they do join your paid group, and then sometimes they don't. But at the end of the day, you're able to help them. And I feel like it starts to kind of give you credibility as a coach. I mean, people start to see you more as someone that you can help them, especially if you had no kind of experience as someone who can help people lose weight, which almost none of us did before we started Beachbody or whatever. So I do feel like that's a good place to start with. And there's so many things you can do, like a squat challenge, a 30-day ab challenge. So get creative, go on Google. There's also videos from other top coaches that they talk about free groups and ideas. If you Google them, you'll come up with things. You can pair up with other people and run them together. But yeah, I do encourage that big time in our team.
Okay, when sharing with a skeptical person would be a good idea to invite them to work out with you and get first-hand experience of the program or shake. Sure, if you have time for that, if they're local, there's absolutely no harm in doing that. I think it's awesome. I've never done that. And so you can be successful without doing it, but I know that there are coaches who do a lot of in-person stuff, so you can be successful either way. If that works for you, I would say for sure go. And one thing I guess to know is like everything that we say is just what worked for us. It doesn't mean it's the only way to do it or the right way. You just have to you'll do a lot of learning. You'll kind of find your groove. So then another one that I wanted to address was Jasmine has a family member who sells Herbalife, and she's super pushy at family get-togethers. She says, I usually lead with fitness and nutrition because I truly believe they are key. How can I get people to hear me when she is pushing quick fixes at them? I have always been in the camp of I'm just going to let my results, my success, my life, I'm going to let that speak for itself. If someone comes up to me and they're a family and they ask me about Beachbody, I never overshare. It's almost like I make them, and I've had several family members and friends say this to me, like I had to pull. It was like pulling teeth for them to get the information out of me, because I believe wholeheartedly 100% that we have the best thing on the planet as far as programs. Like Herbalife might work for some people, but when people are like, I found something similar to Shakeology, I'm like, no, you didn't. It doesn't exist. Like, I believe it to my core that we have nothing, nobody has anything like this. So I don't have to push it. I don't have to yell it. I don't have to do anything. I just live my life. I am still here 4 years later. That Herbalife person is probably desperate for sales. And if they're not successful, they're going to fall off and get discouraged. And you're still going to be here doing your thing, helping a ton of people, having amazing results, living a super happy life. And like, I don't ever feel the need to push or sell anything. I just let the results speak for themselves. And if they want to push, fine. That's up for them, but I will never be that kind of salesperson because I don't need to be desperate. This literally saved my life, you guys, and I don't know how much you know of my story. This saved my life. So I don't care if Herbalife is cheaper or if it tastes better or if X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. I don't care if it's I don't care about any of it. This saved my life. I believe there is nothing like it on the planet. So it's just nothing else. I don't care. When people come to you and they're like, how is this different than Vega? I don't know. I don't care. I don't know about Vega. What I do know is that Shakeology is the best thing on the planet. And then you can explain, be educated about that. I explain it's over 70 superfoods. It's 100% natural. I'm educated on it, but you don't have to know anything about anybody else. You just have to love the crap out of this. That's it. That's all. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, but I just feel like it's not even, don't even waste energy on and then I have people Advocare is huge in my town. Cool. Make Beachbody huge in your world. I don't care. The network marketing is everywhere. And if you give energy to the wrong stuff, you won't be successful. If you just walk in your truth and you just love what you're doing, I don't know if you guys feel this right now, but pretend you hadn't already invested. Would you maybe want to check this out right now because of my passion? You just have passion and love for what it is that you're doing. And if they're like, oh, she's being salesy, cool. And I've said this before, if someone calls me a salesperson, it's the same thing as calling me a redhead or a brunette. I feel like it's as false as calling me something I just feel I'm not selling anything. And if you think I'm a salesperson, that's more on you than it is on me because I love this stuff. So anyway, that's a super long-winded answer again, because that's what I'm really good at. But I just feel don't pay any attention to what anybody else is doing. Just do what you're doing, and the rest is just noise. It doesn't matter. Okay, Ashley says, do you think you should go through at least one boot camp before you start to coach? I don't necessarily think you need to go through a boot camp before you start to coach. I think you can share your journey all along the way, but I do think that the best coaches start in boot camp. So you want to experience it, stay plugged into that. go through it. But I think you can share your journey all along the way. And then as people start coming to you and asking you questions, come to the team, come to us, and we'll help you from there. But it's totally cool to start sharing your journey now. Okay. What's important? Dorothy says, what's important to know before signing your first coach? There's not a whole lot, I feel like, that's like important to know, other than there's no contract for them to sign. They get a discount. So if they're ordering Shakeology every month, it's a benefit for them to enroll as a coach because they save like $13 if they're ordering Shakeology. But you pay $16 a month as a coach. So if they're not ordering Shakeology or they're not going to be drinking Shakeology, it's not really a benefit to them because they pay the $16 either way. But if they're drinking Shakeology, and even if they're just drinking Shakeology and want the discount, they're going to save money. But if they also want to, then refer some other people, then it's obviously a benefit for them. But you don't really need to know a whole lot about signing your first coach. We will talk about this in the training, but your first goal is to help 2 to 3 people a month, depending on what program you sign up with. Let's just say 3 people. Your first goal is to help 3 people a month. That's going to get your products paid for so that you don't have to pay for your Shakeology or your programs or whatever. You'll get that money back. And then your second goal is to go to Emerald, and we'll dive deeper into this in our 14-day training. But Emerald means you just have 2 active coaches. So, yeah. 3 people to buy your products, Amanda. So people that are going to purchase a fitness and Shakeology program, if they purchase the bundle pack, then you'll get that. And you guys, I don't know how many of you signed up with the Beachbody On Demand All Access, but so it's $199 for the All Access Shakeology and a year's worth of unlimited everything on Beachbody On Demand. It's $199. You get a $70 commission every time someone purchases that from you, which is a huge commission. So you really only need to sell like 2.5 of those to get your money back, or 2 to pay for 1.5 bags of Shakeology, And again, if you just look at it as like that's a huge value, that's a whole gym membership plus 30 meals. And it includes it has like cooking shows on there, and it includes a coach, and it includes like a meal plate. It's a really great value for them. So if you look at it like that, don't think about the commission. Just know that like that's how you're going to be able to get your stuff paid for. But don't think about it as like commission or whatever. Think about it like this is the best value for them, because it really is. Okay. I don't know if you have anything to add, Letty.
Nope.
No? Okay. All right. Anything else, guys? Did we answer all the questions? I think we answered all of them. I'm just replying to a private one here. I'm glad you never mentioned Beachbody name. Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know. Even when I'm going back, and those of you who have worked with me, I don't really mention the name of the program ever until you get the link to sign up, and then you go and you're like, oh, this is what I'm getting. But I just explain everything and I don't really talk about it. So I'm glad that worked for you, Jean. Because at the end of the day, guys, this is something I don't know if we covered. People they're really buying you. They can get the programs from anywhere. They can go to Amazon, eBay, borrow it from a friend, burn it, whatever. They can go to beachbody.com and order it themselves. You are the thing that they can't get anywhere else. And you are the accountability and the coach, and you're going to plug them into a boot camp in the beginning. You can plug them into our boot camps, but then you'll want to start running your own. So that's why I don't talk also about the names of things, because they're buying me. They get me, and they get Letty, and they get you. They get you when they invest. And that is a really cool thing because they can't get it anywhere else. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging with us tonight. I hope that this was helpful and informative. Remember, if you're overwhelmed, that's normal, but just go back to your basics. We are here to support you, and reach out to us and let us know if you want to be plugged into the next training, and we can talk about next steps. This probably sounds like you have to work your business at 1 million hours a day. You don't. You can build this business solidly with an hour a day if you're diligent and focused with your time. So just know, like, there's so much information. It's really overwhelming at first, but you just do it what's that thing, like, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time or something like that? Like, that's what this business is. So just chill. Just know we're here to support you. You're in good hands. And we're super excited to take on 2017 with you. Yay. Yes, they can get plugged into the boot camp, Amanda. Yes. All right, guys, have an awesome night. And this will be recorded if you need to go back and see anything. But bye.
Good night, guys. Thanks for hopping on.